Wake up, Sam.
I can imagine they are quite exhausted.
I am. I think I'm going to go to bed.
Yes, I see that you're already...
It's been so much fun and I've loved it, but I'm tired.
Good night.
Yes.
Good night, everyone.
Yeah, Caris, have a good night. You can go.
Sam, you remain here. You know, the sermon didn't finish yet. The sermon for Global Youth Day is the longest one, so you have to continue to be here with us. Good night, Cherries.
Good night. So now we will go to another division, and first we will see a video. I'm not going to bed.
Yes. No, not yet. Not yet. And I say goodbye from the Inter-European Division, and these are your new hosts, or the old hosts, together with Christina, and continue to watch Global Youth Day as we broadcast this also during the next hours from different parts of this world. We say goodbye from the Inter-European Division. Continue to be the sermon, and I hope you are encouraged to actually be people who are the hands and feet of Jesus. So stay connected, and goodbye from the Inter-European Division. Thank you.
Impact San Antonio.
Impact San Antonio.
Impact San Antonio.
It's not a program.
It's not a service.
It's not a conference.
It's not a summit.
And it's not a convention.
It is a 10-day experience.
A 10-day experience.
With your global
Seventh-day
Adventist young adult
community.
Impact San Antonio. It's not a program, it's not a service, it's not a conference, it's not a summit, and it's not a convention.
It is a 10-day experience with your global Seventh-day Adventist young adult community. It's something we can't experience without you.
So, it looks like I'm continuing another 12-hour shift. I have a brand new host. This is Christina. And I guess it's fitting before we go to the next division for me to teach you what we do. Well, what we're trying to do is tell everyone about this hashtag. And so you need to learn how to hashtag with me.
This one?
We're telling everyone Global Youth Day. Brilliant. So we're asking you to log on, post your videos, tell us all about the great stuff you're doing for Global Youth Day. And the second thing is we also are working on a project out in Vanuatu, and we're asking people to log on, donate to donate.globalyouthday.org.
And also share with others about the donation.
Definitely, yes, you're right. So we are gonna go straight to Oslo, I believe. And we're going...
But when I see the other transmission before to go to Oslo, what do you enjoy the most at the EUD presentation?
The EUD?
Yes.
Okay, let's see. There was a guy, Douglas, from Brussels, and he was kind of putting together gift baskets, and everyone put fruits and veg and everything, and they went out and they gave those gift baskets out to everyone. It was ingenious, it was creative, it was new, it was really, really nice. There was one more clip from, I think this is how you pronounce it, is it Nyborg? Or something like that, from Germany. There were about 80 people working to relate into a refugee camp. They sat with them, they spoke with them, and they really inspired them, and it was really, really cool to see that. So those are some of the highlights from EUD. We really enjoyed it. And
so it looks like you didn't sleep all the time.
Sometimes.
You are still ready for the next 12 hours.
I'm running on pure adrenaline here, trust me. But I believe it was an inspiring time to be with them. It was really cool to see how here in this division, people are so focused. And so, right now, we are going to go all the way to Oslo. Still not yet? No? Okay, no, we're still here. So we want to thank all the hosts that have taken part. Keris, as one of our hosts who has gone off to bed.
And we wish her good night and have a good rest. And
don't worry.
And we hope that you will continue to dream Global Youth Day.
Yes, I'm sure you will. I won't dream. I'll just be here like I am. We also want to thank the hosts that have been here for every single presentation from each country and each division. We've had an awesome representation from all over the globe. It's been really exciting. Who's been your favourite host?
My favourite host was the guy
Apart from me, obviously.
Okay, the second favourite host was the guy from India.
Oh, he was fantastic.
Yes, indeed. I really like his style and his joy, and the fact that he remembered to present every region of India and to present us not only the project but also the country.
Dennis was his name.
Dennis, indeed.
Dennis. He was fantastic. So much energy, so much. Yeah, he was just full. It was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. We've loved having the experience here at Global Youth Day. We want to invite you once again to log on to our page and post pictures, post videos, tell us all about what's going on where you are. We want to be able to showcase Global Youth Day for the world to see. Especially
now because you are home, so you can download all the photos and share with us all the beautiful experience that you lived until now.
Please, please, please log on to the Vanuatu page, donate for the cause. We want to try and change lives out there. We want to really impact them for the disaster that they've gone through. And so I guess this is goodbye just for a small moment for now. We hand over to the host in Oslo. The names of the host in Oslo, I believe, are David and Fiona and Andrew. Over to you.
We say a vielen Dank to our German friends. Thank you. Hi there, my name is David Kingsley.
I'm Fiona Sandholm.
And I'm Andrew Campbell. And we'd like to welcome you to another exciting hour of Global Youth Day highlights.
We're here live at Hope Channel Norway headquarters in Vik, a small town located about an hour outside of the Norwegian capital, Oslo.
And just to reiterate the main purpose of this event, Global Youth Day is an initiative designed to engage our young people in service and care for their community. And it's hosted by the Seventh-day Adventist Church, and Global Youth Day reminds us that we as youths, we are a part of a worldwide movement with the common goal of sharing God's message of love and compassion to the world.
Yeah,
that's right.
We also want to invite all of our viewers at home to connect with us by posting your pictures to Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook with the hashtag GYD15 so that we can show them here during the show.
So in this hour, we're going to be highlighting Global Youth Day activities from some of the Nordic countries. We're talking specifically about Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. To get us started, let's take a little trip to Sweden.
This is what will be happening in Jönköping, Sweden. We'll be having a lot of teenagers here because we have a teenage camp, and so there'll be 60+ teenagers that will all participate in Global Youth Day. And this is an amazing opportunity to really make an impact for Christ in the community around us. Since Global Youth Day is about sharing the love of Christ to those around us, we want to start the day with Bible studies in small groups where we can look at the example of Christ and how he shared his love, how he helped those around him, those in need. And we will be in small groups where we discuss what we can do to impact the community around us. And the teenagers will then divide into small groups which go out into the city, where they will be doing different activities, such as maybe singing to raise money for a beggar, maybe just talking and giving something to eat to a homeless person. It could be things like giving flowers to strangers, giving free hugs. Many different activities are planned, and we're going to follow this during the day and see what they come up with, as they have freedom to pick their own activities as well.
So, I'm here at the Global Youth Day in Sweden, and with me I have a young professor here by the name of Isaac. Isaac, would you give us some tip, like what can we do as young people to show Christ's love to others?
I think it's a better idea if we don't talk about what Jesus, the miracles he did, and instead we show people the love. Like we just go for outreach programs. Like we just show them that they exist also. Like for example, people on the streets. I mean, no one wants to know whether Jesus walked on water. They just want to see the miracles Jesus is doing now. So
what you're saying basically is that instead of talking about the miracles, that we try to be the miracle.
The miracles,
That's really good. That's it. Exactly what we're gonna do tomorrow. So, thank you, Isaac.
Thank you.
Good luck tomorrow. Yeah. So with me here I have, what's your name? Present yourself.
Sebastian Almqvist, and I'm from Stockholm, you know, the capital of Scandinavia.
All right, Sebastian is a young, energetic man. Sebastian, if we have one question, like Global Youth Day is tomorrow, what would you say we can do in our society with your friends, you know, and so on, to show Christ's love? Do you have something? Do you have like something practical that you can do?
Just be yourself, and like if you show love to your friends, and if you really be yourself, like okay, maybe I don't do this at Sabbath, and maybe I don't do bad stuff, then people are going to ask me, hey, why don't you do this, or why don't you drink, or whatever, and then you can start a conversation and build on that and say, I'm a Christian.
That's a wise man right there. All right, thank you, Sebastian.
That's cool.
All right, so here I have Felicia. Felicia, if you could give us one tip, or like what we can do to show Christ's love for others. Do you have any idea? Like,
show compassion to those who need it.
Yeah? Like who?
People on the streets. The beggars, but like give more than money, give them
time
and what they actually need.
Yeah. So Naomi, do you have anything like practical we can do tomorrow to show love to other people?
You could give free hugs.
That's a great example. Anna is an energetic young person, and she likes to try to show Christ's love to others. So Anna, do you have an idea like how we can show love to others in a practical way? Like what can you do, you know, to show God's love?
Help people, kind of.
Kind of like what?
Have fun.
Have fun?
Yes.
With them or with, what do you mean?
Yeah, with them. If they feel alone, you can just go and hug them.
Oh, it's perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Benjamin, what can we do to show Christ's love to those in the secular Swedish society?
Yeah, I think just to understand that God loves us this much, and as He says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. So if we start to acknowledge that God loves us this much, then I will start to love you this much.
Oh, yeah. So that's the secret, huh? Thank you so much, Benjamin. Yeah. All right.
I believe this is an amazing opportunity to let the youth and the teenagers here in Sweden engage with their local community, to touch lives of others, to be the hands and the feet of Jesus Christ through acts of service. And I'm really excited to see what today will bring.
Olivia, are you excited to hug people?
Oh yes, I am. I want to give them very much love and show them how much I love them.
All right, thank you. It's very windy today, so people will be cold and they need some warm love, and that's where these wonderful young people come in.
Wow, thank you so much, Christian, a fellow student from Newbow College. Wow, it's so great to see people that, we know that are engaged, other parts of the world.
So you studied with him?
Actually, I did.
That's awesome.
At Newbold, yeah. So it's great to see he's down at Jönköping. That was where we saw these pictures from. And I just, there's some thoughts that were shared here, being the miracle instead of talking about miracles.
Yeah, that was very interesting. I was thinking that my first reaction is when he said, we shouldn't talk about Jesus' miracles.
I was
like, what?
What is this?
But it was like a really good point. He's saying we should actually show people
the miracle.
Yeah, people don't want to just hear. They don't want to be preached at all day. They actually want to see what is the purpose in this whole Jesus stuff, and
does it work?
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel, in my own Christian life that sometimes it's just too much theory. I want to experience God, and I think the most important thing that people need is an experience with God, to see God's love in action.
Yeah.
Because that's when you start believing.
And some people are concerned, they're like, we don't see any miracles happening today.
Oh.
And I think the greatest miracle is like the lives that are changed.
Yeah.
And by the things that we are doing here, at Global Youth
on
Day.
these kind of events, and also on long-term events that are not just, small sparks here and there in our everyday life, but that we can actually keep them going.
Yeah.
Global Youth Day, it's an amazing, not an experience, but opportunity to start something big, and not just for one day, but keep it going, to start, recruiting people to different kinds of ways of reaching out to the community.
He mentioned also that when you do good things for people, or when you're different, when you keep the Sabbath, or when you don't do some things that your friends are doing.
Being yourself.
That often that gives you an opportunity to start talking about what you believe and so forth.
People ask because you're different. It's like, why do you want it? Because in our modern day and age, everybody wants to be the same. We want to listen to the same music and whatever. But when we sort of stand up for ourselves, say, no, I don't want to do that. And people start asking, they get curious. So why? What is the reason?
He also mentioned that if you love God, then loving other people is just going to come naturally, and that our #1 focus, has to be loving God.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, definitely.
What did you guys think about the free hugs? They're like out on free
hugs. I thought that was really brave. I don't think I would dare to actually hug strangers, but I really admire people who actually can do it. Because I don't know, it's the special spark. Just physical touch. I think is very important to some people.
And you know what? That just points to the fact that we all have different talents, and we all have something that we can give, and together as a cohesive unit, all of us together as a body, we can make a huge difference in the world.
And that's what we're doing here, live at Hope Channel in Vik. We're showing bits and pieces of the body of Christ, different parts of the world, how the body is working together. And we just love you to send your contributions and hashtag them GYD15 so that we can get them up on the screen here, and we can browse through what we see and see what you guys are up to. So that's great.
If you're watching in a group, I know there's a group in Tromsø. If you're watching in a group, we want you to take a group picture and hashtag it, tweet it out with GYD15, hashtag GYD15, and then we can show it here on the screen. So you can be a part of, this live show today.
Exactly.
Do we have any action here on social media going on that we can take a look at?
Yeah, why don't we do that?
Yeah.
We're on Facebook here. We see some pictures. I have no idea. It's in Italian, it seems.
Yeah.
Could we scroll?
Oh, you know a little bit Italian,
I don't know any Italian. I have friends that know Italian. Friends down in Stavanger, they speak Italian.
Yeah.
But I guess we could just see what happens eventually.
So remember that, hashtag GYD15. Upload your pictures from today, upload comments on this show, tweet them out, and we'll see if we can include it in the show. Our next stop is going to be in Denmark, which is just south of Norway, where we are now. So let's take a look at a video that will give us just a little glimpse of Denmark. So that's Denmark. Another one of our hosts, Karina Ottesen, she's currently stationed in Denmark. Karina, we'll turn it over to you now. Can you tell us a little bit about what's been going on in Denmark?
Hi, Andrew. Yes, we've had young people engaged in a number of exciting activities here in Denmark. Welcome to Copenhagen, the beautiful capital of Denmark. I am standing outside one of the Adventist churches here in Copenhagen, Denmark. A month ago, the suspected gunman of the Danish terror attack was killed by the police just across this road. Today, young people from the church are walking the streets sharing love and compassion. Today, young people from the International Church of Copenhagen are handing out fruit baskets, including a little tract to tell the neighborhood of a better world without hate nor violence. These young people are a living sermon of a better hope in a better world. Well, hello, Emma. What do you have here and what are your plans for today?
We have a fruit basket, and inside the fruit basket is a card and contacts for our church. So today we plan to be the sermon. We're gonna go outside and offer free hugs and talk to people and hopefully tell them that there's a church in the neighborhood and we want them to come there for spiritual nourishment.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah, so this is our whole team.
Yeah.
We're excited.
The Adventist Church in Denmark runs a number of schools and a junior college. Vejlefjordskolen has taken a number of students into town where they met people on the shopping street. Holding the mic is Louise. Louise, please tell me, what have you been doing today?
Now, Adina, what has been going on here at the free cake group?
Well, as you said, we have been handing out free cakes and people seem to like it. There was a guy who said that he felt like it tasted like the thing his mother would make and he was really happy. And then there's a lot of kids who are really cute taking cakes and stuff.
Yeah. So what was their response on it?
Well, pretty much good, and people seem to want to know what was going on and why we did it, and yeah.
So you could all feel the success and the joy here today?
A lot of people were smiling at us, even though they didn't want a cake. They seemed happy and grateful that we were handing out cakes, even though they didn't want any.
Okay, that sounds nice. So now to the sofa group and see what they have been doing today. Now I have joined the sofa group here in Vejle. And Karoline, how has it been?
It's been very nice. We met a lot of people. It's very cold, so it hasn't been that many who wanted to sit down, but they've all got some coffee or some cake, and a lot of children wanted cake. And there was a guy who came up to us, and he was also Christian, and he talked about how important it is that we go out on the street, and he really liked that we did this. And there was another man who just came and he sat down over there and just talked about his father and like what he had been up to today and just shared his story. That was very nice to hear.
That's awesome to hear that people actually want to get involved in this. Is there anyone else who wants to share what they have experienced?
I was inside of this shopping mall and a lot of people really agreed that it was really great that we were out here and doing something and making people smile and making people happy. They were really glad we did.
Now I want to know what has been going on in the group where they have handing out hugs. Now I have joined the hugging group, and Emma, what is the experience here?
Well, it's super great because you get out and you get to meet people and you can hug them if they want to hug you, of course. Sometimes they don't, sometimes they do, but it's just so great to be out here. Yeah.
Yeah. And how is their response on this group?
Well, some people look at us and, oh, she's weird. And some people, they want to hug. It varies from person to person. Yeah.
Do people want to talk to you and ask you why, or do they just hug and move on?
Well, again, some people, they want to know, why are you out here? and we tell them why we're out here, and some people, they just don't want to. Yeah.
Okay. So has it been a success today?
It has been a great success. We have hugged more people than we can count, so we're really happy.
That sounds great, Emma. Thank you. It's been an amazing experience here in Vejle today. We have been handing out cake on this walking street, and another group had been giving free hugs to people. They're very excited that we just spread the love here, and they can actually feel how it's making a difference here for the people, because the weather is so grey and cold and windy, and when they see us they smile, and they're very blessed that we do this for free to give them a very good day here today, giving them free cake and cookies and water and coffee and so forth. Another group have a sofa in here at the walking street, so people can sit down and relax and feel the joy in this Sabbath today instead of shopping all the time. It's very nice to see their respond on how we can affect their day today. It's very nice, and people are so happy to see us and what we do. So thank you for letting us share it with you. Now back to you, Karina.
Thank you, Louisa, for the great report. Not far from Vejle, a group of young people have visited an asylum center and made cakes for the children. The plan was to play football with the kids. But tell me, Andreas, did you manage to play some football?
Yes, we did, Karina, but right now we are inside doing some activities. We're actually in the old town of Jelling, where we have an old runestone from 950 AD, where it is said that the father and mother of King Bluetooth made their Danes Christian. So for hundreds of years, the people here have been saturated by Christians and their sermons, but not all. We are right here in a Red Cross refugee camps where people have come to Denmark, just arrived here. And what have you actually been doing, Lucas?
Yes, we have been playing some games. We just started playing football outside, and we've been playing table football and eating cake with them, trying to make the weekend happy. Because normally these people don't have much to do in the weekends, and that's what we're here for, try to make a difference and make people happy.
So this is one simple gesture. We can be the sermon even in Denmark.
Thank you, Andreas. The love of Jesus is manifested in many different ways today. It's a privilege to be part of this global movement. Of course, I could have told more if we had more time, but for now, back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you so much, Karina. You know, I think it's so great that Denmark is reaching out to the people in so many practical ways, because I know, like for example, with the cake, a lot of the people are going to come for the cake, but then they're going to end up getting a huge blessing in so many other ways.
Yeah, people come for food, but even more people come for cake.
Yeah, it's true. And even, you know, Jesus, when he was helping people, meeting their needs, he was feeding 5,000, he was feeding. So I think we shouldn't underestimate that, the power of food. I mean, in the hands of God. Right. It multiplies.
You know, something that I thought about when they mentioned that they were there where they had that incident with the gunman is that, you know what, there's a lot of people who are doing evil in the world, but we have an opportunity to make a positive impact. We have an opportunity to try to withstand, counter
that effect. It reminds me of a quote, you know, a statement in 2011 when Norway was struck by this terrorist attack. And there was a quote that went around in the country, you know, if one person can do so much evil, imagine what a group of people can do together for good. And that's what we're trying to do
here on Global Youth Day. And it's something that's intended to, you know, inspire us to activity throughout the year, not just on one day.
It's very important.
Yeah, they also had fruit baskets. You know, what did you think about that?
The fruit baskets?
Yeah.
Well, personally, I thought it was so great that they were also reaching out to people in a healthy way. Because, you know, cake is good, but fruit is healthy.
Yeah, exactly. You know, yeah. So there are different tastes, different kinds of people that can be reached in different ways, I guess.
What else did they have?
They had that Sabbath sofa.
Yeah, what was that all about?
The Sabbath sofa. I remember that from the New Build days. I bet they still have that. You know, the Sabbath sofa is a way of sharing the concept of rests, and not just rest, but also not communion, but relationships. You know, being together, and that's what the Sabbath is about.
Yeah,
isn't it?
And I think it's a very creative way of introducing the idea of the Sabbath. You know, people are going through the city. Hey, take a break, sit down on the sofa.
Relax.
You know, and then you know what? By the way, you know that God wants us to rest. I think it's a very creative way of being able to talk about the Sabbath.
Exactly, yeah.
And then we saw more free hugs.
More free hugs. That's the thing here in Scandinavia, I think.
That really is.
Yeah.
But, you know, she mentioned that a lot of people were looking at them in kind of like a, oh, look at those weirdos kind of way. But the fact that they kept on giving out hugs and that they had that kind of courage, I think that is just so great.
I think that's really important as a Christian that we're aware of that.
Yeah.
That we don't, we're not...
We've got some action going on Twitter.
That's right.
Apparently, some of you have been tweeting out stuff with hashtag GYD15.
Here we've got some pictures from, not really able to read what it says on the screen here, but it looks like it's from some southern part of the world. Definitely not from Nordic countries.
No,
sitting outside in chairs and T-shirts.
Yeah.
I wish I could do that here.
you know, I came here from Tromsø yesterday, and there was a lot of snow in Tromsø. So I mean, that's definitely not here.
That's definitely not here. But it looks nice. It looks like they're having a good time.
We also saw that they were at this asylum.
That's right.
What kind of reactions did you guys have?
It sort of reminded me of my days at the Bible School Madison Mission School. We're going to have a look at that a bit later. But we met so many interested foreigners, and especially Muslims, who were interested to learn more about Jesus. And we shared like who we were Christians, believed in the Bible, and they were so interested to learn more about like the Trinity, what was our belief regarding that and Jesus. And I really think that especially foreigners in our countries, they're more open to faith, to belief, to believing in God. And I think they're a part of our community as well. They should be integrated in our community. Oslo is getting more and more international. You see more and more colored people in our streets.
Right.
So I definitely think visiting asylums is a very fruitful work. Absolutely. The Spirit works in many ways, and I think that's one of them. Working them on. Yeah.
It's also super great that they were connecting with the children because, you know, the kids are the next generation of the church, and that they are reaching out to them now as they are young and hopefully giving them a good opinion of Christians just from the start.
Yeah, giving them a correct picture of God, that God cares, that He's loving.
Yeah.
So,
you know, I have to be honest with our viewers. While we were watching this video, we saw this little clip where with the stone, and it's to us, it sounded like they talked about King Bluetooth.
Yeah,
like
I was laughing at that.
I'm not sure what they really said, but it sounded like King Bluetooth. So we had a good laugh about that here in the studio.
It was cool.
Yeah. Do we have any more action going on social media?
I'd like to have some scrolling here. Like
maybe on Facebook. What do we have going on here?
Technicians, maybe they've fallen asleep back there. We don't know. We'll just have to wait and see what pops up eventually.
Yeah. Well, part of the initiative behind the idea for Global Youth Day is it's inspired by the parable that Jesus told about the Samaritan.
Yeah.
You know, you have the priest and the Levite that walks by this man that's injured on the side of the road, and they're coming basically from church.
Exactly.
And they don't have time to help, and yet you have this irreligious person, the Samaritan, who stops by and is able to help this injured man. And that's kind of the idea behind Global Youth Day here, that, you know what, we're in church very often.
Shutting ourselves in.
Yeah, and church is definitely not a bad thing, not a bad thing at all. It's an incredibly good thing, but we need to have more than just that. We got to have an aspect that reaches out.
Exactly.
And that's what Global Youth Day is all about. That's what Global
It's the fulfillment of Jesus, what's it called? Missionsbefalingen. I'm thinking in Norwegian here.
Yeah.
It's his command to go out.
The Great Commission.
The Great Commission is the word, to go out and reach all people, you know, mingle with people as Jesus did. That's what it's about.
We're going to go ahead and continue and see some action from Norway. We're going to see a little bit about Intro to Norway.
Dette Oslo, sett ovenfra på Google Maps. Men mesteparten av året så ser det sånn her ut. Innerst i Oslofjorden ligger Norges hovedstad med sine 454 kvadratkilometer. Byens 629-313 innbyggere består av både rikfolk og fattigfolk. Om byen det også sagt at den kan sette sine spor. Denne forunderlige by som ingen forlater før man har fått merker av den. Dette slottet. Her bor kongen. Ved siden av slottet sitter denne tiggeren. Både kongens og tiggerens liv knyttes sammen av gata Karl Johan, som kjent for sine shoppingmuligheter og et yrende folkeliv. I tidligere tider var denne byen også kjent som Kristiania. Operaen vårt kulturelle sentrum og en arkitektonisk perle. Ved siden av operaen ligger Oslo S, kanskje bedre kjent som Plata. Her ved togstasjonen finner du også denne tigeren. Bruken av tigerstaden om Oslo kan føres tilbake til Bjørnstjerne Bjørnson og et dikt som heter Godt mot. I diktet så skildres en kamp mellom en landsens hest og en tiger, som liksom skal symbolisere den grusomme byen. Byen vår vokser. Den strekker seg også mot himmelen. Her et glimt av Oslos egen skyline i Bjørvika. Byens innbyggere alle mennesker som trenger varme, omsorg, trygghet, kjærlighet, å bli sett og hørt, å være en del av et fellesskap. Menighetene våre fellesskap som setter Jesus, kjærligheten, i sentrum. Her et glimt fra Betel. Mennesket lever ikke av brød alene, men også av hvert ord fra Guds munn. Her samles menigheten både til gudstjeneste og måltid i Cornelius. Dette Ulsrud, og i et menighetsfellesskap det også viktig med øyekontakt. På Global Youth Day vi utenfor kirka for å se de som ikke finner veien inn i kirka til vanlig. Global Youth Day en dag hvor vi ser menneskene rundt oss. Vi deler Guds kjærlighet. Vi kan være praktiske hjelpere.
Wow. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Oslo. I was there earlier today, so I'll talk more about that later. Now in studio, we see that Fiona and Andrew have turned into 3 young, handsome men. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Alexander, Turleif, and Ezekiel, right?
Yeah.
So where are you coming from, you guys?
Well, I'm from Røyse, Tyrifjord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tyrifjord?
Close to here.
Close to here. And what's your name?
And I'm from Bergen. I'm Torleif.
Torleif from Bergen?
From Bergen, West Norway.
West Norway, wonderful.
Yes, my name is Ezekiel. I'm from Oslo, but stays in Tyrifjord.
In Tyrifjord?
Yes.
So all 3 of you guys, you're going to the Adventist High School, Tyrifjord, videregående skole.
Yes.
How's your day been?
Today?
Yes, how's your day been? That's direct to the core of the issue here.
Yeah, it has been wonderful.
Okay.
I was enjoying my time with some people that I would never have time to speak with.
To speak with in general.
Yeah. They are very nice and incredible. Like, I'm happy for this moment. Not every day I can meet people with a lot of experience and yeah.
That's good. So, where have you been? Like, what kind of activities have you been involved in today?
I can start with myself.
You can share.
I was at the place there where omsorgsbolig.
Yeah, care home.
Yeah, care home. So I was speaking with a lot of older people.
Okay.
And that was fun because they have a lot of life experience and they will tell me stories and I was having fun drinking coffee and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. It's a nice time.
Yeah.
That's really nice. I remember myself going to care homes now and then, and I always get very amazed, like very almost, like, I can't find the word now, but it's so interesting to hear the experiences. You could just sit at their feet and just listen like to the stories about the war and the days.
Yeah.
You know. So you were at the care home today.
Yeah.
Did you see it? Did you notice any difference? Were there any smiley faces sitting around, or were you singing? Were you sort of talking to people, or what did you do there?
We was almost like talking to them.
Okay.
Was about Jesus and
about Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. Wonderful. I was happy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they were open about it. Were they believers themselves, and the people you talked to?
One lady.
One lady was.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was speaking to her a lot.
Okay.
So it was one. Or the other, there was very nice people.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That's really good. So what about you? Thanks for sharing. What about you, Turleif? What's your day been like?
I was at the blind home.
Oh wow.
With the blind people.
Care home for blind people. Yeah.
They were very nice. It was very interesting to talk with them and very good people. Yeah, it was a pleasure. And I talked with one guy, which I'm friend with Facebook now. So,
oh wow, really?
He talked many languages, Persian, Turkish. It was very fun to talk with him. And
you all went together to this care home?
We were at blind.
Okay, cool.
So that was...
that was interesting. Wow.
Yeah, very interesting.
So, were you there the entire day? Did you talk to people? What was your sort of activity?
We were there 1 hour or something.
Yeah.
We talked with them, sat down, and just listened to them and talked. And
yeah. What were some things? Are there some things that they shared that made an impression on you guys? From being a blind person in our modern society today.
You
want to share a bit about that?
Yeah, I also was on the blind center, and it was inspiring to hear that he could play the piano even though he was blind, and he had read a lot of biographies and books, and with this, it was with this blind language. That was very inspiring. Just see that he was happy even though he was blind. Yeah.
Wow, interesting. So, but what was like? Did you get to share anything about? Because all 3 of you are believers, and you do this knowing that you want to share God's love. You do this, not just to be nice, but with a motive, to bless people. Did you get to talk to Ezekiel? She got to share some about this with this Christian lady. Did you get to have any meaningful conversation about deeper issues?
Well. No, not so much.
Not so much.
Try just to be friendly.
To be a friend.
I think also that is important.
Yeah.
It's just like Jesus, he met a lot of people where they were. But try to tell them something.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you so much. So, just to sum up, what feelings are you sitting with afterwards, after such an experience? What kind of experience? I mean, what are you going to remember from this day today?
Yeah, I remember. We had fun and we laughed, and I could see the joy in those people. Even though they had this blindness, and I could talk about music, everything. It was very fun.
That's really good.
It was a lot of love, and I got friends.
You got new friends.
Yeah.
A Facebook contact. So basically, you experienced the love of God.
Yeah.
Without necessarily talking about it, it was there.
Yeah.
The Spirit of God. That's the experience that we're called to have. You know, we're called to share the experience of Christ, Jesus' love, and not to just talk about it, but to share it, to make it visible, so that people can actually start believing it and living it. Yep. So I think it's time for us to take a look at what has been going on in the west coast of Norway, Bergen.
Okay, tenk. Sånn, da har du en hund. Så enkelt er det. Da kan du prøve neste gang.
And voila, we are back. It's Fiona and me, Andrew. We're back again. That was Bergen. You saw that they had some pancakes. They had some balloons, like making little animals and stuff. How do you guys feel about pancakes? Do you like pancakes?
I love pancakes.
I love pancakes. These are, I think there were the special kinds called lapper in Norwegian. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they mix sour cream in them, and they're really tasty with like jam, and it's a really great way of getting people's attention.
You know, I'm still fairly new in Norway, and I don't think I've tried those kind of pancakes.
No,
Am I missing out on something?
You are definitely missing out on something.
Oh man, so I got I should have been in Bergen.
Yeah. I'm happy that you're here today. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then we had the little balloon animals.
That's right. We did that in Oslo as well today.
You did?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
We had some not teenagers, but young people. It was really great.
Okay. Well, where are we going now, David?
Oh yeah. Next is Mysen, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
right.
Mysen, the Madison Mission School in Mysen. Here we go.
Okay.
Muesli.
Running.
Charity.
What does this have to do with Global Youth Day? In Mysen we decided we're going to have Global Youth Day not only on one day, but actually a whole weekend, and showing that this is actually a lifestyle that we want to promote. And with that, we decided let's cooperate together with Lifestyle Club that just started here in Mysen, and try to see how can we help the local community, and not only the local community, but also those people in Africa through ADRA, the work of ADRA. So we decided let's invite the gold medal winner of Sweden, of the triathlon, to come and inspire the local community to see how can they live a better lifestyle and promote a 5K run, to run for ADRA, for the people in Sierra Leone in Africa, where they're having troubles with Ebola. And so when we promote this, we go out on Sabbath afternoon, and we make these muesli bars that we decided we put nice ingredients together, and it's like a power energy muesli bar. And then we go out and we give this to people and say, come to us and come and run for ADRA and help these people in Africa that are struggling with Ebola. So that's what we decided to do. We're gonna pack after lunch in the church. We're gonna pack these muesli bars and go out and share them with people and invite them to the 5K run that we're gonna have on Sunday evening. Here's the advertisement that we're going to also give to them and let them know that they can be part of making a difference on this day and this weekend.
For without me you can do nothing. For without me.
Thank you so much for that lovely video, Mysen. And next we are going to go up north to Tromsø.
So that was my group there in Tromsø. I'm very proud of you guys. Excellent job. We're going to go to another place way up north, Alta.
Wow, thank you so much. That was Alta, the final video that we had for today. We've seen pictures from Alta, we've seen pictures from Mysen with the Madison Mission School, from Bergen, Oslo, Tromsø.
Yeah.
I think we've covered quite a bit of Norway.
And you know that there's a lot of other things that are going on in Norway today.
Definitely.
I mean,
All the activities that have not been covered in this live sending and live broadcast.
I know there's stuff happening in Lofoten. I know there's stuff happening in Mjøndalen.
Southern parts of Norway probably as well.
Sauerad, Ulsrud in Oslo as well.
Yeah.
It's just so much stuff happening. I mean, we have 24 hours of live sending, but there's even more stuff that could have been covered.
That's right. Yeah.
Let's recap some of the stuff that we saw with Norway. Like, what were some of the stuff that stood out to you as you're watching these videos?
What stood out to me, I can just mention the final videos here, was that they had a health expo.
Okay, yeah.
Alta, they had a health expo on Global Youth Day, and I think that's a great way. I mean, it's like the right arm of the gospel, or left. I can't remember what it is. It's at least one of the arms, right or left hand. And it's a way of reaching people who are interested in living holistic lives,
Absolutely.
And that's what I think that's what God's law is about. We often think of them as spiritual laws, but I think God's law is, natural laws as well as spiritual laws. And these laws govern who we are, they govern how we function, and people should be interested in being able to function. And that's what God wants us to be interested in, to function well, and also on a spiritual level. So this health expo is a great entrance into the spiritual about, the spiritual truth about God.
That's a kind of similar thing that they're doing in Mysen. I mean, you saw the muesli bars. I mean, that's healthy stuff. And then they have this activity over the weekend where they have this triathlete who's very accomplished triathlete who's coming to talk and encourage them to be active and stuff. Yeah,
it's great that they use famous people that normal Norwegians, I was about to say, can identify with. Outside the church.
Yeah, and then of course I got to talk about Tromsø. I don't know, maybe you saw. I was in one part of their videos because we actually had some stuff happening on Thursday, so I was there for that.
Yeah,
and so we visited the fire station, we visited the police station, we gave them fruit baskets and a card that the students made and stuff. And it's just recognizing the innsats.
Efforts.
What they do in the community.
We're all in Norway. Everything is going on in the region. No, it was great.
What did you think about singing on the bus?
That was brave, I have to say. That was very brave. I doubt that I would have actually been brave enough to do that.
No, but earlier today we were doing that in Oslo, not on the bus, but in the streets. And the Philippines, we have a Filipino group in our church, and they have amazing voices. Actually, a group of them, some young men, will be going to the General Conference this year to perform at the General Conference session. It's amazing. And the churches, they've asked the churches to support them, financially, because, but I just think it's so inspiring. Music really touches people in a way that words just don't. And I think music is one of the, music can be the right arm of the gospel or the left.
So we have health as the right arm and music as the left. Okay,
It's so great that there are so many different ways that people have been using to, connect with people, because everybody connects in a different way.
We're different, and I can feel it myself.
So when you have so many different ways of reaching out to people, I mean, it's just great.
It covers a wider audience, and that's what we want to do. This gospel is not just for religious people. It's not just for emotional people. It's for everybody. So
I mean, it's been. I think we've had just a great time here today on this show.
I think so too.
Definitely.
If you've been following the action from earlier on today, either on the 24-hour live stream or on Facebook, you'll have seen that there's an incredible range of activities that are happening all around the world today. Just imagine how much activities you need to fill 24 hours of television time. And you know what? There is so much more that we can do. We have only just scratched the surface of the potential impact that we can make in the world. So my hope is that this day will inspire every one of you are participating, watching, to get involved and make a positive difference in your community. Together, we can change the world.
Amen.
I'm Andrew Campbell.
I'm Fiona Santon.
And I'm David Kingsley. Happy Global Youth Day!
Happy Global Youth Day.
Congratulations.
you to our hosts from Norwegia for all their amazing stories. And now is the time for an answer that I think that everyone waiting for it. Sam, where is your pyjama?
Well, I just decided, well, it was getting... I'm going to be here for the next 12 hours, and onesies are really, really hot, so I figured I don't want to fall asleep again. So I decided to dress up for all of you out there, respectively.
Yes, but you know, in Norwegian and Nordical countries, a pyjama is a very good thing.
Yes,
especially
probably
because
the best
it's cold.
Definitely, definitely. I guess we want to thank those in Norway for really helping us to connect out there with all of what you're doing. It's really, really awesome to see everything that you're doing. But we are kind of rushing on and moving on. So the only thing left to say is really that make sure you remember to hashtag Global Youth Day. Please do log on and post pictures and tell us everything about what you're doing.
And don't forget also to give some money to people from Vanuatu.
Yes.
They will really appreciate everything that you can do for them.
In fact, one thing about that, the national government has retweeted Global Youth Day. And it's amazing to think that the national government is recognising what we're trying to do for them. So please get your wallets out, credit cards out, debit cards, jump online, PayPal, do whatever you can to try and offer your support and your contribution.
And also to transform this Global Youth Day in an amazing occasion that will remain in the history of Global Youth Day.
Definitely. Compare the results on the GYD app and you will see that we've almost tripled in number in comparison to last year. We'll give you some stats a bit later. From now, we're off to Holland, where 75% of the world's flower bulb production comes from the Netherlands. And so we're asking you to be inspired, and we hand over to our host in Holland, Tom and Christy.
Welcome to the Netherlands.
I'm Tom.
And I'm Crystal. Happy Sabbath.
Well, actually, sadly, it's no longer Sabbath here because the sun has already set. But maybe where you're watching still is Sabbath and the Sabbath is still going strong.
We are really excited you are watching us from all around the world.
We're here in the headquarters of the Dutch Church, and you can see the building here behind me. As you can see, it's quite a beautiful historic building. And to my left, you can actually see the date it was built, 1688, making it older than the United States. And here we are in the old world, transmitting around the world.
We would like to introduce you to our Dutch church. We have 6,000 members, 56 churches and 18 church plants.
And those church plants are very important for us because we are an active church, planting churches, going out, evangelizing, outreach, and the church in Holland is growing steadily.
Today we will be taking you around the Trans-European Division and some other Dutch-speaking countries worldwide. Our first church today is Alivio.
Alivio is a great church because it was a church plant and they've become a church and they have a wonderful youth group. And they went out and they're cleaning the balconies for the elderly, they're feeding the homeless, and they had wonderful tables. Here, let's check it out.
We are now in the Netherlands and we are at the residential care center Pieter van Voorhees in Delft. And we just came to clean the balconies for the people here. We hope to make it a beautiful day for all the people who live here.